And in today's news, Private Presley departed Fort Hood, Texas for Bremerhaven, Germany for an 18-month tour of duty. Thousands of American teenage girls are left heartbroken, but German fans are sure to embrace Presley. According to the star, should rock and roll music die out during his service, he would leave singing and focus on his acting career.
You recorded me when I was on a very fucked up state.
There's also security cameras and stuff, yeah. But,
it's really odd.
but it's
technically
pretty
you could
yeah.
get away with it. Yeah, it's weird like that. It's kind of a murky. Yeah, it's only going to get murkier too.
But it's also decency. It's I've read a few good arguments too from filmmakers going, look, you're legally allowed to do a lot of things, but it doesn't give permission to be a dick and stuff.
Yeah,
so that's the thing.
Funnily enough, because my mate's more into the photography circles than I am, he finds that a lot of photographers really skirt the lines of appropriateness.
Yeah.
In regards to, especially when they deal with women, there's a lot of obviously they take a photo of a guy, it's not going to be as pervy, but if it's a woman, they're more likely to do the lower shot of them looking very voluptuous and stuff.
Yeah.
It's well, does that skirt into inappropriate behavior? Because they don't know they're being recorded, but there's now a shot of them going from underneath, going, oh, look at those. And it's is that deemed inappropriate?
That's probably, again, but legally it's different too. As you can probably work out, there's the difference between decency, being polite in customs and stuff to what's legal.
Yeah.
Or morality, that's what I'm saying, morality and law sort of thing, so.
Yeah. Well, I suppose...
the thing is, you probably saw a bunch of fuckwits, and you're sitting there, you're probably that guy needs to be punched in the face.
Yeah.
But that's going to be assault sort of thing, so that's sort of
well, I think that's more deemed an assault because that is, oh, sure, you're feeling...
If you know what I mean,
if you're acting on it, it's
yeah, but if you know what I mean, I'm sure you meant one...
that person was dead, but if you actually acted on, killing them... But because I didn't act on it, that was therefore not a crime because I didn't commit said thing. But it's not a crime to think said thought of, oh, well, they're a piece of shit, they deserve to get bashed. Yeah. Sure, it's a bad thought, but
you know
it's
what I
not
mean.
a crime.
Yeah.
But having committed said bash is a crime.
But in the back of your head, that guy needs to deserve just to be punched in the head, he will stop being a crime.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Committing said crime is a crime, though. But having the thought of said
but that's where it's the same sort of arguments for film and for
but I think down the line it will probably get to the stage where even depending on how far we get into minds, technology and the thought processes of humans, that possibly even thought crime will become a thing. That's the fear. Things that we're talking about in something like George Orwell's 1984. How far are we going to push that? That will be something that will be quite creepy down the line, how much our thoughts will be policed. Because technically phone technology and the way they advertise on phones is getting into our processes of what we think of in our minds and recording what we think. So it'll be interesting to see 20, 30, 40 years from now how far that will go. That can be very murky because that's considered a very... authoritative opinion on what is right is wrong, but in my opinion a lot of those thoughts are wrong in themselves. I think they really skirt the waters as to what is acceptable. They are the upper authority. They clearly have a police force that can enforce those opinions, but I think some of those opinions can be quite problematic in of themselves because they just obviously have so much power. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so okay, this is all kind of vivid. Oh, so we can actually access this during the day.
Yeah,
cool.
So where do you want to go? You tell me.
Let's check this out. So we're seeing it for free.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Oh, it's a whale.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was looking at going, what the fuck is that? And I saw its tail.
Yeah, it's the head of a humpback. I know in prior years they've lit that up and it kind of lights go. Oh, is that the art gallery in New South Wales?
No.
Oh no, because I know they've got a new space for it, so it might be connected to that. Oh. Have you given up the vapes?
Oh no. Oh yes, I've never been on the vape, so.
Oh, did I really? I swear there was a stage where you were doing vape.
Both owners and stuff, so it's just cooking. Hey, but he said in Vietnam it's normal to eat dogs.
Yeah.
He goes, since been in Australia for too long.
Yeah.
because he can't eat dogs no more.
Oh, okay. Did he attempt to sell dogs outside his business? Or?
No. This is in Australia. Like he moved.
Yeah.
It was
But
just
he thought it was a weird cultural shift to not be able to eat dogs.
No, I don't know what he thought about it. It was just normal. Because you know how you guys Australians love chicken? I'm like,
Yes.
Because in Vietnam, they love dogs.
Yeah. But that's the thing, in Vietnam, do they view dogs in the same way that an Australian family does? Like,
No.
are they deemed more just... Because, that's kind of weird.
He goes, in Australia, dogs are pets.
Yeah.
In Vietnam, they look at it as food.
Right. Are they more rabid in Vietnam? Are they
I
more
don't
just
know.
a pest?
No, I don't know.
Because I imagine in Vietnam, I know cats hold some form of respect in Vietnam, but they also have a pest problem of cats.
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure
them.
about pests.
Yeah, because do they eat cats in Vietnam?
I got no idea. But
yeah.
Because in here, it's chicken, like chicken and beef. Like,
yeah.
It's not like we're not.
Look, personally, I don't personally look down on people overseas who eat dog. If I saw a restaurant that was selling dog, I probably would throw up a little bit or find it a bit irksome. But
might have to go
I ultimately, it's kind of murky because you're right. Like people eat chicken, people eat pig, lamb. People eat like fish, crabs, lobsters. Like they fry lobsters in a restaurant. You see the lobsters in said fish tank at a restaurant, and they fry them later. You know they do alive. They boil them alive. So that's kind of fucked. But what is deemed acceptable to eat, what's not. And while I personally base dogs in a more kind of like, oh well, they're a pet, they're like family, and so seeing them getting eaten is more fucked up. It's still kind of morally reprehensible that people do it to chickens, or they deem chickens as like, just chop their neck off and eat them. And I love chicken, so I accept that my morals are a bit questionable. Like I might fine to eat chicken, but I'm not fine to eat dogs. Even though kind of equal base, it's still fucked up. So I don't think I would ever argue with someone, oh yeah, it's fucked that you're eating a dog. Like, I think I would argue if, say, because I don't like the idea of stuffing animals. Like, I know of people who, when their dog dies, they stuff it and put it in the corner. I don't like that, purely for the fact that it's essentially immortalizing their corpse. It's just it's keeping their corpse in the room, going, oh well, and I know they love that animal deeply. And I know
when you said stuffing, I thought you meant stuffing with food.
So no. I mean, I know what you mean. Stuffing them, like what's the called?
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
when they're dead and stuff. I don't know what the term is called.
I always look at that with quite abhorrence because I'm just like, was your family, and you're just having it there. I suppose you could argue because people, when their relatives die, they burn them and they have them in those jars. That's kind of the same thing, but I think it's different just purely because you're not keeping... It would be like keeping a human corpse of your grandfather there. It's kind of the same thing. Like, same with a dog. It's just like, they're your family. I think it's a little bit fucked up to have the body of that said animal in your house. It's questionable. I don't know. It comes down to personal preference, I suppose. But if I walked into a person's place and their dog, who had been with them for like 20 years, is just sitting there, but I don't know, it's like parading your grandfather or your father or your mother in the corner there like that, and obviously that's seen as very morally and ethically questionable behaviour to do that. So I think the same is said with the dog, but I suppose they legitimise it more because the dog can't talk and isn't considered as smart as your grandmother or your mother, but I think it's still kind of fucked up. But going back to obviously eating dogs, not something I would do personally, but I'm not going to have a go at cultures that do that because for them it's deemed normal. Because in our culture, it's deemed normal to eat chicken. So,
cool.
It's kind of weird like that.
It is.
Million stories.
About
a year ago, it was the most haunted of times still. It was like about 3 a.m. in the morning trying to get back to the area of Holsworthy where my partner is. I was on a bus with this other lady who was very lovely. She was like in her 40s or something, not too sure. but she claims she was a neighbour to Ivan Milat, who, if you don't know who Ivan Milat is, he's a very famous serial killer in Australia. And that kind of haunted me. I'm like, wait, what? You knew? He's like, yeah, I was a neighbour of him. Around the times, actually, it was considered he was killing the bush walkers. Yeah, that really disturbed me, because she was like an absolutely lovely individual, and I was like, well, okay, what was it like living near him? And she's just like, seemed like just a very ordinary individual. But according to spirits and ghosts, I know some very intelligent people who believe it. Like they're 100%, yes, I've seen ghosts of relatives, of dead relatives, or of people they know died in those areas. Very intelligent people too, so... Well, I personally don't believe it. I've never seen signs of it. It's same with UFOs and stuff. I don't personally believe UFOs, or what they've deemed as UFOs, were aliens. I believe in aliens, but I don't believe in UFOs. Same with ghosts. I just... Oh, it's a good view of the Opera House.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it from there.
Neither have I.
That's awesome. It's really cool what you see when you go in other directions of Sydney. Really beautiful views. I mean, I was born in Sydney. I've never seen
There's a binocular thing.
What's that?
Binocular thing?
Oh yeah, one of those things. Yeah. I've tried those though. It's not really worth it. It's like $2. So it's cheap enough, but
good novelty thing.
It's not really worth it. Jeez. Some product placement. What are your views on product placement?
Yeah.
Can be a bit heinous. So.
Yeah.
You excited for Vivid?
Yeah. I think we were filming together last year for Vivid too.
Vivid, yeah. Seems like a 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone's out and about, so it seems like the perfect opportunity to do it. As you can see, my beard has not grown any better. I just can't grow a beard.
Didn't we get like a hug from a furry or something?
From a who?
A furry? I swear.
I have spoken of it. Yeah, was that night time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got
I remember we bumped into a bunch of fairies. I do remember that.
Christian
yes.
preachers,
Yes, I do remember that. Yes, I forgot it was with you. Yes, that was that. Yeah. I haven't seen many fairies. Don't think it's a huge thing in Sydney. But
maybe it is, but it's just private.
Yeah, conventions and stuff. Yeah, or when it's open. Mardi Gras, actually, I know they come out. But yeah,
the gay ones, I
don't think I've seen. They seem to be more of an American thing, but I don't see many of them around. Yeah, fair enough.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for the last champion.
Have you seen?
I'm your ibis. Let me hit you.
Pick a spot, mate.
I like the one near the tree, but I don't know if it's going to look good on the shot. Oh, it's kind of cute.
No, it's just I don't know.
Not a fan of Paris, France.
Paris is very dirty and very...
It is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. For a city that's considered the city of love, it is actually quite dirty. Or there's areas that are very clean and live up to the image. Yeah. But then literally like a couple of streets away, it's the complete opposite. Like it has hands down the dirtiest and most damaged hospitals I've ever seen. Like it was almost ghetto-like hospitals there. It was really bad. And I'm sure it's only worse now with a lot of the protests and stuff that's going on there at the moment. Because I went about 5-6 years ago, and I was generally surprised how down in the dirt it was for a city that has such a kind of esteemed reputation. Crazy.
So I got a card.
It's quite heated over there as well.
Is this comfortable for you?
Yeah, seat's fine. Yeah, no, I think...
Sorry, the reason why I moved is to get the
visuals. Yeah, I know. It's quite the background. But I think there's definitely a romanticization of every city you go to. Paris has it. London has it. I mean, growing up with a lot of British media, it was saying that England was cool, and London was seen as kind of the epicenter of there. And I think for a lot of people, when they think of England, they think of London.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to England.
There's a big practicality to that, though.
There is, yeah. There's always has to be kind of the major city of these places. There has to be a kind of representation.
But think about it, the British Empire and all that.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
It's such an expansive empire.
They did discover the States as well. And
they did. Yeah. It was a huge empire back in the day, so they have to have that kind of image of
and they would have
power.
been the center of it, like the birth or whatever.
For sure. And I mean, Australia is kind of an extension of that empire as well.
Yeah.
We were built on kind of British colonialism and see where we've come. I mean, Australia is essentially seen by a lot of people around the world as not a holiday spot, but a perfect place to live, which I don't genuinely argue with, to be honest. Like, we were both born of Australian heritage, and we haven't had to really deal with a lot of the hardships of other countries.
Yeah.
Sure, like issues with economy and living costs and stuff, but really conflicts in regards to survival.
That's the economic confliction.
Yeah,
it's because we're so isolated. We have to rely on self-producing. That's why it's so
big time. We have issues in our countries. Obviously, the way the Aboriginal community is treated, the way obviously cost of living. I think as our own country, we're kind of going a little bit insane with our own issues, and there's a lot of huge issues that our current country's going through. But there is a reason that romanticisation of Australia exists, because it does seem pretty perfect from an outsider's perspective of like, well, all these very alien creatures and animals, like koalas and stuff, they're cute, so there's a lot to those kind of things. Even like the way it's deemed such a dangerous land of poisonous animals. Like, people from overseas generally believe that Australia is full of crocodiles and dangerous spiders and snakes.
Well, it is, but there's no...
It is, but
nothing happens.
When do we bump into them? Yeah. Like, as city dwellers, we don't. Like, in other parts of the country, for sure, but I've been to a lot of parts of Australia, and very rarely have I bumped into such dangerous animals. Yeah. It's not like, trip over them all the time. Yeah. While overseas, people generally believe we bump into them every single day.
My sister said when she first moved to New York, she was telling everyone that her job here in Australia was to shush off kangaroos.
Yeah. It's funny. It's a place.
That's the Harbour Bridge. There's never ever a kangaroo on it.
I think there has been.
There has been. But they've been transported.
Yeah, but very rarely. But you would think.
Yeah.
No, I agree. A lot of people generally believe that koalas and kangaroos just jump around the city area all the time, and we have to kind of and maybe an occasional one comes through, but it's usually from a zoo location, or maybe one from the outback. But for the most part, I suppose they've all been kind of kicked out of the city landscape. I'm sure
it's too busy for them to go.
Well, that's right. They're scared of all the activity that happens here. But like maybe 200-300 years ago, yes, that was the case. But since cities have been built, I'm sure from an American perspective and the English and people who live in cities understand that a lot of the culture and a lot of the old ways are kind of moved away by the cities, and so they have to go to the other areas of their continent, which is problematic. Obviously, that calls into question the whole issue of colonialism and how much damage it does to the local populace in that regard. But in general, I think Australia is a pretty safe spot to be in, and it's kind of seen as a dream. Like, even look at this; it's pretty dreamlike. Like, you have the people running, the sun shining on the water. Like, this is pretty heavenly shot.
And we just got a cafe.
Yeah, exactly. Got it from good old Sunkist drink. The ibises walking around.
Oh no, that's a bin bird. Bin bird, I prefer that.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the dream, man. It's an absolute dream. So I understand where that romanticisation comes from. That being said, I do. I don't like to be that person who brings it up at the party, but are you a very political person?
Yeah or no?
No?
I politically lean towards libertarian. So.
I'd say the same. Yeah, I used to consider myself very left, but...
That's a young person thing, yeah. It's just...
I still hold, like, socialist values, I think, but I have a problem with the way... Maybe not with socialism, but the way, like, the current landscape of socialism, I don't like.
Okay, before you continue, have you heard of this famous... not famous quote, this quote. It says, it takes 20 years for an idea to become conservative.
No, I haven't heard that, but yeah,
I'm trying
that's
to throw
very
that
accurate.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so
very
anyway,
accurate.
sorry, Dan.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's realism comes into play, and you start to realize how not effective. While it would be nice for these systems to work, it just in practice it doesn't work, and it can be quite bastardized as a result. But yeah, no, the reason I bring it up is I'm a person who was very political when they were younger, but I'm really starting to kind of push against it now. But in my opinion, I think we're in an incredibly heated political climate at the moment. Probably the strongest it's ever been since 2003 Iraq War and all that. I was very young when that happened. I remember it well, but I obviously wasn't involved in the political discussion.
Too young, yeah.
I was very young. Like, I remember 9/11 and all that, obviously.
How old were you when it happened?
I was 6.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, sorry, I was just about to turn 6.
I was 13 when it happened.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Wow. Fuck. What was it like for you?
I was 13. I couldn't get. I didn't know what was.
Because I remember it. I remember the news broadcasts all the time about it.
Yeah. It was on all the time on TV.
Yeah, for a full year.
Yeah, this is 2001. There was the internet, but it wasn't the internet. No, it was.
A lot of people didn't
for
have
something
access
to
it,
for something to be played on TV all the time, it has to be really big.
Well, the images as well of just like the building on fire, the person falling out of the building. That was all on show for months.
Years, yeah.
And
like even now, there's hours of footage and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, people obsess over it now on the internet. But yeah, even as like a 5-year-old kid, and you as obviously a 13-year-old, it still stayed with us. Those images. I don't know if there's that kind of image for now. There's definitely events like that for...
I think Jeffrey Epstein it was either that or COVID restarted.
Yeah, I think, you're right. The Epstein stuff definitely did open up the gates for that. Yeah. And then, COVID happened, and there was just all those conspiratorial circles that opened up as a result. But, yeah, I don't... As much as I think people should have a semi-understanding of what's going on and have a semi-political opinion, I don't like that people are being pushed into having a political opinion. Like, everything, you have to have a stance, and if you disagree with a person on that, you are, like, scum of the earth. Like, it's very, very volatile and hostile environment. Maybe not out in the open, like, it's not like people talk about it much when you're out here talking about it, but when you're online and stuff, it becomes very hostile and very volatile who you can talk about these things with.
Maybe it's people's ways to find a method to express it without actually causing damage.
That's right, yes. No, very much so. Also, they don't have the bravery
like a method
to
of
show
discourse,
up and discuss these things because they don't have the internet accessible to them, and also they don't want to like look at the person argue it out because of the chance of getting hit and stuff. But yeah, it's very... It almost seems like every week there's a new, like, huge political problem going on. Well, actually, not just political, but, like, social values are being questioned. Like, the relationship between men and women, what the stance is on that in different societies. Yeah, it's really... If you're a kid growing up now, it must be frightening as fuck, because I feel like adulthood's really creeping up to those children right now, because they get shown all this stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and it's just like, I don't know if kids should, like, maybe they should be asking these questions at an early age to create discussion, but man, you almost have to have a political opinion at like the age of 15 now, and it's really kind of scary, because you need to do your research. As you know, you can completely disagree. If I looked at laugh and go, I don't believe in that anymore. I don't feel like I'm cynical, it's just... that's what I think I'm afraid of, is that I'm going to become the cynical old man because all this stuff is happening, and I am really getting sick and tired of it. I'm starting to sympathize with people's idea of I'm not watching the news anymore, which I never thought I would say, because I think it's incredibly important to educate yourself on current events. But I don't want to, because not only is it depressing, it's factually wrong, a lot of it. A lot of it is usually done to just create clicks and to promote false ideas. But yeah, it's quite distracting, and it kind of tells you what's the point. Like, what's the point in continuing society if it's all just this crap? Watching Piers Morgan or something like that, you lose the will to live. It's quite scary. So I suppose all I want to say is stay strong, everybody. And I personally don't think you need a political opinion to have a good life. You can go about your ways without having a strong stance on Israel and Palestine or whatever. Like, live your life, because if you take too much of an interest in these things, it will take over your life, I think, and it can distract you from the simplicity and the good things that come from life. Which, if you want to do that, that's fine, but you only have one life, don't waste it. I don't know. Is it a bit selfish of me to think that? Maybe. But you only have so many years of existence. You don't want to be wasting it just fighting other people's battles. Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. But yeah, I would consider myself a libertarian too. Personally. Are there any? I take it you're a fan of Christopher Hitchens if you're a libertarian.
Yeah, some of his stuff, yeah. Yeah. I think libertarians are very cliche, be able to filter out.
I think
yeah.
It's based on very realistic understanding of the way the world works. I consider myself a person who's not a huge fan of capitalism, but I also admit its strengths, but I also admit that it has a lot of problems and can be quite sinister and has damaged society quite a lot. But I see it's a lot of good attributes to it too, and I think it's definitely one of the more promising systems that actually provides some form of stability. It just, unfortunately, human greed and power gets in the way, and as a result becomes quite mean and evil.
How people use it is...
Like any system. I think communism, if it wasn't for human behaviour, could be a great idea, but as proven by history, it's not.
It's what's that saying about it works in theory but not in practice? Yeah.
Big time. And capitalism is that to an extent, but I think it has a lot more promise. It's just we need to work on working with each other, but...
Where capitalism can work in practice, but...
Well, it can work in practice,
yeah.
that's right, and it has for many years, but there's a lot of negative attributes to it and a lot of negative effects and impacts. Some people could be living it up. Like, I consider myself pretty fortunate. I'm not rich or anything, but I'm pretty fortunate. But there are people in our society, in a city like this, who are doing terribly, who are homeless, who are doing fucking terrible. So I can't speak for everyone, obviously, in a capitalist system. But, yeah, it's a great system where great opportunity can arrive, but also can really destroy you as well. And sometimes it's not something that it was your fault for doing, it's just it worked out that way. You can kind of get lost in the system a little bit. Yeah. I don't know, it's a bit weird.
It is, yeah. How's your filmmaking going?
Decent, yeah. I've been much more selective over what I watch these days as a result. I don't feel the need or interest to watch everything anymore. I kind of know what I want to watch or what I want to get as inspiration. At the moment, I've been really getting into the work of Aussie director Peter Weir, who I've been a fan of for years, but I think the reason for my interest in him again is because we are in such politically heated times, heavily connected to the political issues that his era was dealing with, so Vietnam War, the young generation coming out from the hippie generation, dealing with the baby boomer generation, things that our generation's kind of dealing with now at the moment. So not that I'm saying I want to be a Peter Weir, but if I want my filmmaking to go anywhere, I would like it to heavily mark kind of the points in our era at the moment, be very playful with kind of the concepts that our current era is going through. Because I think in the most politically heated of times, some of the greatest art can happen. I think we can all agree the greatest art that comes out is from times of upheaval and of great pain.
Tragedy art.
Some of the Russian movies from the Soviet Union
and their Russian novels, which they're famous for. Yeah,
great movies, despite all the pain and suffering they went through, obviously, but great movies that came out from that. And so I think at such a heated time that we are at the moment, there's a lot of cynicism in the air with filmmaking now. I want to be kind of a part of that wave of, well, with great tragedy and pain, we can create works that will bring people together and will actually create discussion as to positive contributions we can make to solving these issues, which I think we can solve. We got through Vietnam War, we got through the Iraq War, we got through all these really bad eras, but we just need to kind of work together and figure out what we should do next, because there's a lot of hills that we're going to have to climb up for like the next, I'd say 20, maybe even 50 years. I've got a book of just ideas and stuff I want to write. There's this, I'm really attracted to the idea now of body horror, actually. And how, because I used to kind of laugh at the concept of body horror.
What the fuck is that? I got no.
Body horror?
That's something I haven't even heard of.
Okay, so body horror is, essentially like David Cronenberg, where they essentially take the human body and just like go crazy with it. They emphasize like violence, or they emphasize, the gross nature of the human body, the kind of malleability of the human body. But push it in like ridiculous directions, so something like Videodrome, The Fly, that kind of thing. Yeah. I'm kind of attracted to that genre again now, because I think it's a really strong genre that can really discuss some very interesting plot points, and I don't want to just generally make a dramatic film going, we're in depressed times or anything, because that seems kind of boring and a bit cynical. I want to make movies that are more taking these ideas that I think are very important to explore and then putting them in exciting genres. And also I think money-wise, as much as I have a good old capitalist, that's the more kind of marketable industry, is take these really interesting concepts and put it into a more marketable film. And despite my kind of laughing at body horror back in the past, I think it is an interesting genre that can provide a lot of humour, but also a lot of discussion as to properly dissecting these ideas. Funnily enough, one influence, I haven't actually seen his work, but one influence I was thinking of was Peter Jackson's, the New Zealand director, a guy who obviously did Lord of the Rings, his early movies.
I know he's done one movie, it's kind of, it's a bit
bad taste. Bad Taste. Was it Bad Taste or something? Yeah, like 2 or 3 of his movies, which are like video nasty kind of movies. Go in that kind of direction, maybe. So it'd be a bit like trashy, but also like explore these ideas within those films. I think that's where I want to start.
He's one of his Heavenly Creatures. He did that.
Yes.
Which is kind of a weird story.
I haven't seen that one. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah.
With Kate Winslet in it. Yeah. The one they did before Lord of the Rings, I think. He's an influence, but kind of get that approach, because I want to. Yeah, I think that would be kind of like a fun genre to explore while exploring these ideas that I want to dictate. But also, I think it's a good stepping stone. I think for a lot of my favourite directors, they tended to start with trashy, pulpy films. Like Peter Weir started with The Cars That Ate Paris, which is a trashy, pulpy movie.
I think it's just that early start, when you have access to like actual production and
that's right. You want to have a bit of fun with it.
Get it out of your system, sort of thing.
That's right. That's right. With more maturation of your filmmaking qualities,
You want to pull all your influences and put it in one movie.
Correct. Get it out of your system for your first style.
Yeah, find your style.
Go from there, essentially. I think that's probably the best approach to go for, at least the genre approach that I want to go for. So definitely, I don't think I'm ready for a feature film yet. That's going to be a big task ahead. But definitely have lots of ideas for short films, which hopefully I'll be starting to shoot very soon. I have a few mates who are developing their own little short films, so kind of gathering a crowd of people to make their films so that we can kind of work as a team to help each other make new films. Because, yeah, I think it's a really, again, it's such politically heated times at the moment. I think it's only fair for culture to kind of react to that and be like, okay, let's not just like ignore these issues, let's actually, add to the discussion, I suppose, through artistic means.
Or be mutual and just document.
With that too, exactly. Documentary filmmaking is incredibly important too. That's definitely a field I want to explore more into as well. Documentary filmmaking is an outstanding piece of artistic documentation. So, yeah, all kudos to that art form as well. The sky's the limit, really. I don't have any intention of doing a Marvel movie, but hey, whatever. If it's a smart Marvel movie, sure, I'll do it. But yeah, it's my general aim. What about yourself?
How's it all going for me?
For your artistic pursuits?
Slow at the moment. So I've got maybe 5 or 6 films on hand that I've not published because I've had distribution problems.
Is that always the most difficult part for you?
Yeah, because I mainly rely on social media at the moment. So I think it's just more of a change of policies than anything else. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. And it's a different market almost every year in regards to publicising your films now. It's obviously very internet-based now. But yeah, it can be quite tricky.
But I think with my vlogs, I think I maybe a bit closer to 10 that I've not yet published.
Nice. So. It can also be quite costly distributing a film too.
It can if you go through the traditional way, sort of thing. But like I said, if the more financially cheaper way is through social media, but then you are so reliant on their not to go like click over because it's robotic. They don't look at it. It's not. They don't look at it as it's some guy trying to pass his stuff around that one's harmless. It's the machine's rating is you're spamming sort of thing, and particularly since COVID happened, they've got to if you talk about COVID, you got to rely on the World Health Organization guidelines, and that's a global thing rather than kind of going sort of thing.
They take it pretty seriously.
Sort of thing. But other than that, if you know how to work it, you're fine. But at the same time, it does catches up to you, sort of thing. For sure. Then the thing is, because you caught up to you, they read it as such rather than kind of like, okay, it's a mistake, sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but because your films are like low budget,
it doesn't matter.
So will they still have a go at you? Like, say if you didn't do like the daily roll call of making sure everyone has like COVID vaccinated or they're wearing a mask. So say you did a shoot. Did you do any shoots?
Yeah, heaps.
Okay, so would you have to provide documentation?
No, if you talk about it and stuff. And say, okay, they go off the World Health Organization guidelines, and if you say that's wrong or different, it's disinformation because it's different from what they say.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It does,
And because it's different from what they said, that you get blocked for it or cut out or trimmed or whatever sort of thing. That's
Wow.
And if say, like I might have talked about this before.
Yeah.
They're very much missing the point of allowing people to use it.
Yep.
Say you and I want to do something and make use of it and actually do something decently with it. So we can't go up to Facebook and go, hey, look guys, we just want, you got heaps of Facebook pages, we make short films and stuff, or feature films, movies, videos. Here it is, here's what we want to show. We want to use your website to post it around. And they're missing a great, this is just my opinion, a revenue sector. Because they can go, okay, if you make music, photography, whatever, you've got every 24 hours, 30 Facebook pages. If you want to use more than that, if you pay $10, you can go 50 a day. If you want to pay $20, you can use 70. If you want to pay us $30, you can use 100.
Yep.
Where you're guaranteed to post them in that many without getting blocked or restricted or banned for, in brackets, spamming.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because they don't register what you're actually... Sometimes they don't register what you're posting.
Yeah.
It's just how much you're posting.
Yes.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, the algorithm kind of...
No, and I get it. There's a lot, like we were talking before, like the ethics and morality and what's legal and what's not. There's fucked up shit out there.
Yes.
And I understand there's wankers too that just want to make use of posting shit and stuff like that.
It's become very exploitative.
I understand they're trying to battle. There's a part of what they do is to battle that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's come at the cost of good. If that
Oh,
makes
yeah,
sense. Or people
it
want to
does.
make use of it for their own.
Hands down. Like, I think it definitely gets in the way of...
If that makes sense.
It certainly does. Like, it certainly gets in the way of good art.
That's what I'm kind of preventing that dealing with it, mate. Because Reddit's shadow banning me, and they're going off the IP.
Reddit. Wow.
Yeah, sort of thing, off the IP addresses thing.
Well, yeah, how can you...
And Reddit's changing it as well. Like,
how can you prove shadow banning, to be honest?
Reddit, it's heaps easy.
Yeah, right.
It's really... I've made it...
Because I know Instagram can do it, but I can never prove that it is shadow banning.
In terms of Reddit, in their defense, you can tell.
Yeah, right.
But it's just... It's the same as like, switch. And
what
that's
are their
it.
reasons for shadow banning? Is it
Spamming
just not
or garden. A lot of the problems it's in Reddit's defense as well. It's the moderators as well.
Yeah.
Which could be anyone.
Yeah, right.
Sort of thing.
That's really interesting because Reddit.
There's normal people who moderated subreddits.
Reddit used to be a wild country.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They used to have some wild stuff on there.
And it's changed
not that
a lot.
I'm a member of there now, but it used to be a wild country.
Yeah, and sometimes I get it. Like, okay, if I make a feature film, I guess in one regards, like I probably shouldn't be posting that feature film in the
hashtags feature film.
in a subreddit for single moms. You know what I'm saying? Sort of thing. But it's at the same time, moderators can whatever sort of thing.
But it can also block out your chances of putting it to other channels which would be deemed
attracting and stuff. Yeah,
right. Well, like, so what hashtags? So you don't use Reddit anymore?
I can't at the moment. So I'm trying to solve that, which there are ways to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not. If Reddit's listening. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun.
But
that's really interesting.
So that's the part of the problem. It's just because it's also, you're probably aware, like sites like it's Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. A lot of people using it, and they're shooting themselves in the foot by not having like a customer service support sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
And it's a bit. I get it. It's a very large company, very large, widespread.
But that should be a reason to have
at the same time, knowing that there's companies like Apple, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of, they've got customer support teams and stuff. So it's so hard to rectify and amend and stuff.
Hugely.
You know what I mean?
It becomes like for a lot of people, those websites are money makers.
Yeah.
They're making tons of money from them. So
and a lot of people are happy to use them. Yeah. And they're happy to use them, but if you ever talk to most people now, after social media's been around for a bit now, if you talk to a lot of people now who stopped using them, it's always stems from stories like that. I don't know what I did wrong, but they've restricted my account for 6 days.
They rely on Patreons.
And they rely on something, and they end up going somewhere else, if they choose to continue to use the online world. Rumble and Patreon have become successful because of stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's
But that's the thing. When will they become sort of?
That's another question. But at the moment, they're pretty free. They're pretty.
All the YouTubers are relying on Patreon to make money.
And even now, like even now, you see the uncensored version on Patreon, sort of thing.
Exactly.
Like it's
really hit. A lot of my favorite YouTubers have had constant issues with posting stuff, mainly for music reasons, but sometimes for just like the most ludicrous of copyright issues, which they've had to essentially post. Look, under these rules, that doesn't apply under copyright.
And look, being artistic, I kind of get the conundrum. I think YouTube's the way they go about it is it's probably missing the mark.
Yes.
It's kind of like, for them, it's kind of like, listen, this song here is done by this whatever musician. It's successful, but they got to go, look, that's what they created.
But what I find really problematic about that though is, look, I absolutely want money to go to these musicians and stuff,
But
especially in a field with Spotify and stuff. But then you have TikTok, which essentially just like a lot of musicians argue that TikTok has been terrible for music.
Okay, here's a case for you. Name one song by any artist that you like.
James Blake, Limit to Your Love. I don't know.
Okay. All these companies got to do is that song was created by that guy.
Yeah.
Whatever his story is and team or record label.
Yeah.
So in theory, the money that song makes should be generated to him and his team.
Yeah.
So in terms of other people using it, I think there's got to be better information out there.
Yeah.
Going, listen, if you want to use it, put it in songs, be creative. That's all. But you didn't create that song.
Yes.
It's kind of like
there has to be a connection to having been made.
Yes, and for them, they say YouTube because if you want to make money from us, which is fine, we want you to make money, but you got to create more of original work.
Yeah.
And I think they're missing the mark, and I think people are missing the mark of that.
Yeah.
Because I can kind of come to grips and realizations that if I want to make money, I should probably be creating my own work.
Yeah.
So I think it's just both sides of the coins with that sort of stuff.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Because you can make money from your films.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't be ripping you off from that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's certainly true. But it's very murky waters when it comes to the remixing.
I'm not saying people shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
But
it's not that they should do it. I just think there's a lot more money that needs to be considered towards these musicians. Because these musicians complain about Spotify and stuff taking away so much money from them when people listen to their music all the time.
Yeah.
Not to go,
and
poor little musicians.
And so I think it's another economic side. Because the thing is, it's been 10 to 20 years since CDs is there's been a noticed decline.
Phased out, yeah.
And the higher production costs are, you can kind of ask for more in profits.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, to the counter that if there's less production cost, the less you can kind of ask. Then, because the thing is, then you'll be going, oh, this is a rip-off.
Yes.
So the thing is, with the internet, it's production-wise a lot more cheaper to produce.
Oh, big time.
So I think a lot of the cases is that. Because the thing is, if you want to buy a movie ticket and watch the movies at a movie theater, that's $20 to $30 something for one ticket.
Yes.
But if you want to, if you go to YouTube Movies, they're asking $5 to watch it, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a more convenient, friendly market.
That's cool. It's cool to have an updated
little video series. Yeah. So what's it like being an uncle?
Alright, we might have to...
My friend has two of them as a pet, and while they're beautiful creatures, insane to have them as a pet and to ride them every day. They're so dangerous. They're beautiful creatures though, but my god, they could cripple you.
Oh yeah, the Brahmas especially.
Big time. Bit more dangerous than a cat and a dog.
Yeah. It's like a little hole.
Yeah, literally. You can just climb fucking in there. A couple of 1,000 years old. Paradise, paradise, paradise. Welcome to Babylon, baby. The marble original is built in 334 BC in Athens. This is a replica, obviously. That's awesome. I've never been to Greece, actually. Going to the Colosseum was pretty amazing over in Rome. It was currently under construction, though, bits and pieces of it. But it was pretty awesome. You do a mean chicken avocado sandwich, though, I imagine.
Yeah. It's not, you know where the Corso stuff is?
The where, sorry?
The Corso?
Yes.
Yeah, it's more towards Manly Suburbia than the actual Corso.
Oh, okay.
Check out that lady there. So I just saw her. Yeah. But, yeah, sure. The fuck is this stuff, though?
Ghoulish,
Yeah.
Halloweenish.
Oh, this would have been like for Vivid or something.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
It looks very ghoulish.
What's with this tiger? Is it?
The tiger. Think he's gonna bite my hand? He looks like he's gonna bite me.
You want to walk through that
He
one?
doesn't look like a nice guy.
No, it doesn't. I've never been through this way.
Yeah, some of these areas are new, I think. This, I think, is normal. Some of the stuff's obviously vivid. Like the distance. Always here. Yeah, the town garden's quite nice, actually. I very rarely come here.
Smells nice though.
Yeah, no, they take it, they look after it very well. Oh my god, look at that.
Right, you led the way. Where do you think?
I kind of like the aesthetic though of all the buildings against the trees. It's
Yeah.
a bit weird, but especially with how much they look like Jenga blocks.
Yeah.
I think she needs a better towel.
Yeah.
A bit exposed.
A little bit.
Oh, my jacket.
Keep it. You're right.
Bloody nudist. What's going on? Went for a dip this morning. Silly bugger didn't bring a towel. Try not to swear as much. For a while I was starting to think to bridge the gap between sentences, just say a swear word. But it started to sound very stupid.
Sounds stupid.
No, just a really bad habit to get into.
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
I do still say like a lot though. Like it's just a really bad word to say. So much. But yeah. One of my New Year's resolutions. If you had all the money in the world, what would be the first 3 things you'd buy?
A house.
Yep.
A car. Don't know.
Dono is pretty good to buy.
Yeah.
I like a Dono. Donos are the best. The latest model of Dono is great. Yeah, definitely a house.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon I'd be a person who'd buy a boat, to be honest.
They're expensive though.
They are, but I'm talking like if you were given a lot of money,
Yeah.
like just a ridiculous amount of money, I think I would spend it on probably a boat.
Yeah. Are these all these lights for like
Vivid.
Vivid, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, for these maybe not.
There's like a
Yeah.
pile of lamp here.
Some of these, I know Botanical Gardens is usually open till like about 8 o'clock, 9
Yeah.
o'clock in the evening, but I think these isn't normally.
What the fuck are we? What's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know. 2 men pulling at each other, I suppose. Bit homoerotic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said at Brains Group. Hers is an arm.
Yeah, I just smelled it too.
Oh, that's sewage.
Yeah.
I'm a face full of sewage. Sydney Opera House?
Yeah, sure. Oh, there's people there past.
Oh, good to see that tree was going to be so big. Planted that 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Cheers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 years.
2 years ago, yeah. That's the product.
Oh.
From Target.
No, come on.
Yeah, it's just like I'll get your plant seeds from Target and this is the tree that will grow. Pretty awesome.
Hang on, did it actually got planted 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Where did they get the seeds from?
Don't know. It's a brand called Target Essentials, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's like it actually says on the sign.
Yeah.
It only takes 2 years to be a full-grown tree, and that's the result you get. Pretty impressive. I really didn't think it would be that big, but there you go. Quite a lot of sunshine, a lot of rain. You did get a lot of rain recently, so that's probably why it grew so quickly. Makes sense.
Get some
I checked it
shot.
last year, it wasn't nearly as big.
Oh, it's just like Vivid and stuff.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So that was gone.
And Rubes. This is for Vivid.
feel like that's very.
His family is Italian or not?
No, I don't think Brando had any Italian descent, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I read his autobiography, I think partly, maybe Greek? No, I don't think he was Italian. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't remember him saying he had any Italian
I must admit,
ancestry.
this would be looking nice at night time.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sure it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's not going to pay $60 for it, though.
Yeah.
But Vivid's
The
always
fuck
cool.
is that up there?
That looks like a pyramid or something.
Yeah.
Looks like some cult compound.
Yeah.
Maybe Charles Manson's groups are based there. They've changed location to Sydney, Australia.
All this footage will be good for you when you're 60 or something.
Do what say?
All this footage will be good for you if you ever have kids.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
my thinking. It's almost like a time capsule.
Yeah.
That's why I've been taking a lot more photos of me and my partner, just so that we have a bit of a time capsule for these periods. Because for a period, I just wasn't recording anything.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, like, as a videographer and a photographer, having done both, I got to a stage where I didn't feel like I was living in the moment.
Yeah.
And I was just taking recordings too much.
Yeah, I felt
But I'm getting to the stage now where I think I'm at a healthy level where I want to take footage of that, but know the periods or the times to take such footage.
Yeah.
Accessible to you.
Something like a pizza, you would have, it feels like you sit down and eat it.
Yeah.
Like with chips, you can have like a small handful.
Correct.
It's fucking
It's a
shot.
little snack. That's right.
Yeah, and then half an hour you're doing it again.
Yes.
Walk past
And
it.
at those places, you're kind of pushed into doing that because you're only given a half an hour break, and there's really nowhere near there that you can quickly access food. And it's good luck, dude.
So,
Sydney tourism, mate. Let's have a look. We're at the Opera House. So the big hot spot, iconic building. I think everyone in the world can recognise it. It was in Finding Nemo. Nemo can't be found here. I think he's already been found, so all sweet on that front. But you can check out some real classical music there. I think it's like every Friday and Thursday. I have to check up on that, but a lot of classical music happening here. Tends to be a lot of electronic artists too at the moment, I think because of Vivid. But yeah, all sorts of different venues and musicians you can see. And once you finish that, you can head over to the bar over there called Opera Bar. Tends to be a bit more expensive. It's got more lavish cocktails and drinks, so have a bit of a night out after you've seen a nice show at the Opera House on the fat, juicy speakers. But obviously during the day, it's not very operational. There's no venues going on at the moment, so just walk around here, see a bunch of people taking photos. That's the place that Ryan Gosling was riding on, like a skateboard or something, down the road. You know, that film that recently came out? Yeah, that one, yeah. That was the bridge. It's called the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It's not bad. It gets pretty busy though. I wouldn't drive on it. It's very insufferable to drive on. And once you get at this hour, it's going to be like that. I'm still not used to it.
No, it's just people like, it's because they pick up your IP address.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking fuck you around for a while.
Right, so if you made a different account, would they do the same?
Yeah, eventually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Then you got to restart it somewhere, build a new account. And
so bad. Yeah, that's really problematic. That's really sad because, as I said, Actually, can probably go to North Head from here, actually, by ferry.
Yeah,
I think you can, actually.
Yeah.
Imagine, 100 years ago, none of this was here. Look at fucking all that. That's insane. Building blocks. And this wasn't here 100 years ago either. This is a fresh new potato. That's now destroyed in my system. Are you into gardening at all?
What?
Are you into gardening at all?
No.
Just curious. Yeah, gardening's pretty good. Once you get a place to yourself, you kind of develop an interest in it. Just grow your own place. I don't own the place, obviously, that I'm in, but you can do your own crop. Well, no, they're not fuckers actually, because they can be beneficial to society. The ones who kill what's the word I'm looking for? Cats that. What's the word I'm looking for? Not rabid cats. The ones that are lost.
Wild ones?
Yeah, wild cats, whatever. The guys who have to shoot them or get rid of them, obviously. A necessary job, obviously, but there was a video I saw the other week where essentially the guy did it as a job and he took the corpses. Has anyone talked about stray cats and the people that have to hunt them down? I saw this video the other day where a guy did that as a job essentially. So when he was part of farms and more kind of country areas, and his job is to essentially kill stray cats, which are destroying the ecosystem. So a fair enough job. But the sick thing about this guy is he almost takes pleasure in it. So he essentially utilizes the bodies and uses them in different weird, fucked up ways. So he had one as a beer holder. Yeah, it's really disturbing stuff that he was doing with these cats' bodies. It's very, very odd. Again, it kind of calls into question the legitimacy of certain jobs. Like, yes, he was required to do a certain job and fulfill a certain role, but also he's committing such a crime or doesn't really give a fuck about the actual animals and cats. So, kind of calls into question how far do the police need to be involved in this. But at the end of the day, he can kind of get away with it. I think it's really kind of fucked up and disturbing that people can do that. To no matter what animal, like it shouldn't be to any animal. We were discussing it before about dogs and chickens and stuff. But it's sick. It's fucking sick, but whatever. Cats are cool. I like cats. Do you have a cat?
No. I did as a kid.
Nice. Okay.
All my parents.
Are you more of a cat or a dog person?
Dog person.
Nice. Yeah, I classify myself as more of a dog person. My partner has 2 cats though, so we look after them. Beautiful creatures. They're different from dogs. Dogs are a bit more. They show their love a lot more, while dogs. Dogs show their love a lot more, while cats are a bit more. Just like you have to earn my love, essentially. They're beautiful creatures.
What's your thoughts on Vivid?
It's been around, a decade now, I think. I think it's great. I think it's a great opportunity for people to go out. I think for a city that is very empty of things to do, it's certainly a very good distraction, and I think it's an opportunity for people to come out and experience their city. Because for most of the year, there's nothing really to do in the city except work. So I think that's fantastic that this opportunity is happening. every year. I have noticed this year the weeks are shorter. I don't think it's lasting as long. That's a bit of a bad sign. But look, as long as it exists, I'm happy for it. Look, as a Sydney sider, I'm probably a bit bored of it just purely because none of the exhibitions are really that interesting, but that's coming from someone who sees it every year. I'm sure as a tourist, it's going to be awesome, and I'm sure there's going to be people that are coming over this year seeing this for the first time, and they're going to love it. The same would be said if you went over to, the Moulin Rouge in France, or the Day of the Dead festival in Mexico. There are probably locals there who'd find those boring, but as tourists we love those because we've never seen anything like it. Not comparing this to the Mexican Day of the Dead, obviously, it's completely different. But yeah, I think it's good. Even though if there is a bit of a corporate side to Vivid now, especially with how much it costs to go to certain events, I kind of miss the days where it was just totally free. Because it is an opportunity for the community to come together and engage, but I feel like it's just being monetized now. But like anything that happens, like no matter what you introduce, they've got to think of the money benefits, and when it does last so long, they start to monetize on it. So yeah, I'm really happy for it to exist. I just, yeah, as a local, I'm not wanting to see it every year. Or I'm not willing to participate or see it every year, but I'm happy that it does exist for new people to engage with, or for locals to engage and go out. So yeah. Also, pretty lights at night time was always fun. Humans are simple creatures; they like a bit of light at night. We're like mozzies, or we're like mozzies to a light. We just come like, "Ooh, what's that?" and then get buzzed. But yeah.
So what do you think about this idea of documenting your own life?
Document everything. I think it's very important. We're in a period where everything is documented though, so it can obviously get to some very dangerous directions. I'm not a fan of quantity over quality, obviously, but I think in order for our civilization to continue and to improve, documentation is incredibly important. I mean, we're seeing it now with footage from like the 18th century, 19th and 20th century stuff that, yeah, at that time they were like, oh, what's the point of documenting that? It's just a photo, or it's like a video or whatever. But now that it's on public record, history will always be there, and I think for this period it will be the same. And sure, it's a time in our lives where there's as much content as there has ever been. I still think it's very important and amazing that people have access to said technology where they're able to document their lives, not just through photography but through videos as well. No matter the quality of it, like even if it's just a smartphone video, I think it's awesome. I think it can be taken to a ridiculous extent, like what I was talking about before about recording music gigs, the entire one, and not actually experiencing it. I think that's what's important, is you need to have a healthy balance of it where you get to experience the now and then while also documenting stuff. I feel like too many people document stuff just to prove a social point of, oh, I go out, or I like this, instead of experiencing an event. Like when you're hanging out with mates, how many videos and photos do you see of people taking photos and videos of their friends, which, fantastic, it's a memory that they keep. But I personally find it more enjoyable to just enjoy time with friends. Nights that I will never forget, nights and days that I remember to this day, I don't have any recordings of. And I think that's really important, is to differentiate what, not to get overly inundated with recording everything, but making sure that you capture certain moments or feelings at a time so that they forever remain. So when you're older, you look at this footage. So Reuben, you could be looking at this at the age of 82 or whatever, hopefully I live that long, and be like, holy fuck, this is what I looked like when I was 28. My god, that's crazy. And how naive I was, and how different my mindset was. Maybe I've changed, God knows where I am at that age. But yeah, like anything, I think it's important to keep a record of it, but not go too crazy on it. And yeah, I think film and documentaries, all that is critical to that. Photography as well. I think photography is very important in that regard too. So yeah, and I take it you do it for that very reason yourself, why you document stuff, to keep it on history, on record, and to express your art, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what's been happening in your life since your last tour?
Are
you happy to share?
Yeah, I've moved out of home a couple of times. No, not out of home, sorry, I've moved house a couple of times. I've made friends, I've lost friends, I've got into a very good relationship with someone who I deeply love, who I'm very happy to spend my time with, and hopefully for the foreseeable future. I have gone through stages of cynicism probably the last year because of just how certain trends and beliefs are taking over the general public. There's quite a lot of ugliness going on at the moment. Not that I think people are stupid, I think people are very intelligent. I think the media sees us as very stupid and like to take advantage of that. I suppose I just want to be a person who doesn't feel like a sheep, who generally enjoys something because they generally enjoy it, not because old matey influencer said that I have to enjoy it. But yeah, I think at the stage I am now, I still need to be probably a bit less cynical. I've essentially developed a real hatred for the media, for the news corporations, sadly. They are a requirement, I agree, but the way they're operating now is pretty heinous, pretty unquestionably terrible, ethically problematic too. But I also need to understand that there's a lot of good in this world, which I have always held very closely to my heart, and which keeps me going. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not at a dark period in my life, I don't think. I think I'm not happy with the way things are going politically and where we're heading as a civilization. I have faith we'll get to a good place. But yeah, the current time, I'm a bit afraid, and I'm especially afraid to have children, to be honest. Who wants to have kids grow up in a world like that? I don't know, yeah. My 81-year-old self will probably watch this and go, bruh, you don't know. But that's how I feel at the moment. I feel like that's the normal route of a 20-year-old person. I think every 20-year-old has to go through that reaction of just like, fuck society. And I've gotten to the stage of my life now where I think I can't impact society as much as I would have liked. Unless I want to lose my entire life to it, which I don't want to. It's that fear, I suppose, of not wanting to lose my entire life and everything I love deeply. I want to still have that connection with the things I love and the people I love. So I don't want to sacrifice my life to these things. And I think that's why a lot of people don't watch the media or the news and stuff for that very reason, because they don't also want to lose their life to it. And yeah, all power to them. I can understand not wanting, being a bit cynical in that regard. Yeah, hopefully I change my mind on these things and I develop a more chill attitude in things. I'm getting there, but yeah, it's very heated time. Past COVID, really, everything's just kind of changed for everyone. I think everyone can agree on that. In some positive aspects, but in my opinion, a lot of setbacks. I'm not even going to get into the politics of the whole COVID lockdown. Everyone knows what happened. Yeah, some very, very ugly behaviour happening at the moment, which I don't want to be a part of. But I don't think I can necessarily stop either, sadly. Yeah, I do have hope and faith in humanity, but yeah, there's just things about it I'm not very happy with at the moment.
What do you think is going to happen in your life in 10 years?
In the next 10 years?
Yeah, or the time you're 40.
In the world or with myself?
Yourself.
I think I will have a better understanding for myself and my part to play in this world. I think as an artist there is always a level of egotism, of feeling like, oh, I know better than everyone else. I don't want to be that person. So I feel like in 10 years' time I'll be a lot more mature in that front and being less pretentious. Like, not that I feel like I know better than everyone else. I don't. But I do feel like I come off like I feel that way, which I don't want to come off like that. So I want to come off as more chill and just like, yeah, you do you. It's the old attitude of you do you, boo. That's an old term, where it's essentially like you do you. And yeah, I generally do believe that. And I think for myself, that's what I'm going to come to. I'm going to come to a much more matured state of mind where I'll accept certain stuff and I won't accept everything. I think in my 20s, and I think for a lot of 20-year-olds, you essentially consume a lot, or you take in a lot of stuff, you take in a lot of influences, you hang out with a lot of people. Some of these people are probably not the best people to hang out with, but you learn through these processes. And so I think in 10 years' time I'll be a lot smarter in the relationships I've developed. Relationships that at the moment I love to bits, obviously. But I think, yeah, I'll come to a much better understanding of myself and my part to play in this world. Will it be in Sydney? I don't think so. I'm getting a bit sick of Sydney, personally. But maybe I'll develop a new love for it in the near future, I don't know. But I am planning to not stay in Sydney. It's not the place I want to live. It's a very corporate city. It's a place to have family, that's fine, but it's to work. It's to be a bit of a work drone, I feel, in a lot of aspects. And I personally like to live outside the box. I don't want to be considered contrarian, because I'm not. I generally love things when I feel I love it. Like Vivid. I'm not a contrarian in Vivid. I like Vivid a lot. I think Vivid's great. Or, movies that people like. If it's a great film, I love those films. I, again, don't want to be contrarian. I just want to be honest and not have people tell me what I think. I want to actually have these thought processes, but not have Wikipedia or have some influencer speak for me. No, I want to have my own thoughts and opinions on these things. So, yeah, I think in 10 years' time, don't know what job I'll be having. Hopefully a much more stable world or level of income. But definitely a much better understanding for myself. Much more professional, and hopefully a few films under my belt. Definitely a maturing of my film career, where it won't be such of a scary jump off a cliff. Because at the moment it does seem like a very scary cliff to jump off, but I'm getting there. I'm very confident with my approach. And yeah, whether it will be failures or successes, I'm really looking forward to it.
What kind of movies would you like to do?
Movies that are fun, but aren't just dumb fun. I think I'm definitely a person who understands films can be very boring for some people, but I want to be able to ignite. If I'm able to make a movie that is able to ignite interest from a kid to pick up a camera and do one himself, I feel like mission accomplished. That's kind of the beauty of art, is that it can change people's lives and can really positively influence people's lives. I mean, if you were to talk about art from as a career standpoint, it's crazy. Like, it is essentially you thinking that you can make money off your own ideas, and like, it sounds like it's crazy. It's not the most stable of incomes either, but there's nothing quite like the passion of being an artist or a filmmaker, because you generally have to convince yourself that, yeah, you want these ideas put on paper, hopefully produce value to other people, your thoughts and processes and ideas, and be like, yeah, this is what I think of the world. It's kind of like, to simplify it, it's kind of like the kindergarten class where it's art class and you all do the painting and everyone shares their piece of art to everybody. You might look at it and go, oh, it's a piece of crap, but to the person who painted it, it meant something. And some people will really dig it, some people won't, and you have to kind of accept that it doesn't matter what reaction you get, you try it and you try your best. Yeah, I think, going back to your question, films that are fun to make, but also create thought and are actually create discussion. I don't want to make a dumb action movie which you'll forget 2 hours later. I want to make a film that, whether it's a positive or a negative feedback, will keep you thinking of these ideas and take it into reality and use it positively to make changes in society, because fuck, we need it. There's a lot of things we need to change as a society and as a civilization. Yeah. Like heinous sexual acts.
Yeah.
It's not nothing new. They made that shit. They turned that into a thing. The 80s was fucking cooked. Yeah, and I find it quite funny. It's that middle-aged. These youngsters and their sexual. I suppose we all do it probably for the younger generations as well. They're like, oh, some things they do, like, oh, why are they doing this now?
Man.
Reddit are dickheads.
No.
Sorry, no, don't.